I told my parents, their kid is their responsibility, not mine. My parents had me when they were just 18 and 19. I grew up feeling like a mistake that never stopped reminding them of everything they lost. They didn't really raise me. They just kind of let me exist. They never came to my school plays, never checked my homework, and never asked how my day was. When other kids had parents cheering them on at soccer games or helping them with science projects, I had silence. I remember one Christmas when I was 9. I got a pair of socks while they got each other new phones. They'd post pictures online smiling together, saying how grateful they were for another year of love. But they never mentioned me. Every year they'd celebrate their anniversary with a fancy dinner, while my birthdays were forgotten or brushed off with a lazy happy birthday. I started spending holidays at my best friend's house because her family made me feel more welcome than my own did. When I turned 16, I stopped trying to get their attention. I focused on getting a job, saving money, and counting down the days until I could move out. By 18, I left for good. I rented a small one-bedroom apartment, cheap and noisy, but peaceful. I thought maybe now they'd realize what they'd lost, or at least check in sometimes. But for months, nothing. No texts, no calls, not even on my birthday. Then 2 years later, I got a phone call out of nowhere. My mom sounded happier than I'd ever heard her. "We have news," she said. "You're going to be a big sister." I didn't even know how to respond. I muttered a quiet congratulations, but inside I felt sick. They started acting like I never existed. My dad joked that I was their practice run, and that now they could finally do it right. My mom would post baby bump photos with captions like, "Can't wait to finally be parents for real this time." Every post felt like a slap in the face. I didn't say anything though. I told myself to let it go. They clearly had the family they always wanted now. When my baby sister was born, they were obsessed with her. They bought her matching outfits, had professional photos taken every month, and threw huge parties for every little milestone. I tried visiting once just to see her. My mom barely looked at me, too busy showing the baby off to her friends. My dad said, "Don't take it personally. We're just focused on her right now." A few months later, I got sick at work. I had a fever and needed someone to pick me up because I could barely stand. My boss tried calling my parents since they were listed as my emergency contact, but they didn't answer. I later found out they were out having a family day at the zoo. I took an Uber home, alone, and that's when something in me just broke. Now my mom's a stay-at-home mom, and they're trying for another baby through fertility treatments. A few weeks ago, my dad called asking if I could babysit my sister while they went to one of their appointments. He said it would be a good chance to bond. I said no right away. He laughed like I was joking. I told him, "I'm not her parent. She's your kid, not mine." My mom got on the phone and tried guilt-tripping me. She said, "After everything we did for you, this is how you repay us?" That made me laugh. I said, "What did you ever do for me? Ignore me? Forget about me?" She started crying, saying I was cruel, that I should understand how hard it was for them being young parents. I told her, "That's not my fault. I didn't ask to be born. You did that," and then blamed me for it. My dad yelled that I was being selfish and disrespectful. I said, "No, I just learned from the best. You taught me that taking care of someone isn't my responsibility unless I want to." Then I hung up. A few days later, I got a text from my mom saying they won't be speaking to me until I apologize for my attitude. I didn't reply. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel guilty about standing up for myself. I realized that I spent years begging them to love me, to see me, to treat me like I mattered. And now, I don't need that anymore. They can raise their new family however they want, but I'm done trying to earn a place in a home that was never really mine. Because at the end of the day, I was right. Their kid is their responsibility, not mine.